An important topic in physics is motion. How motion works and how objects move. The study of that is a very basic fundamental part of physics. And this is going to introduce you to that topic. The first thing we're going to learn is about motion in a straight line or motion in a circle, where we can calculate the displacement or the distance and figure out things with the relationship between how fast something is moving and how long it moves. To do that, we're going to think about automobile racing. Automobile racing is a very popular sport. I've even heard people say that if you consider Formula One racing, automobile racing is the #1 spectator sport in the world. So with that in mind, a lot of us have experienced, have seen, have witnessed, have watched automobile racing somewhere in our lives. So it's not a concept that's way out there and hard to understand. What we want you to do is to put yourself on a race team. And we want you to think of, maybe you're the driver, maybe you're the pit chief, maybe you're the crew manager, but you're on this race team and you're coming to the end of a race. And just because, Indianapolis is not far from here, we're going to say you're racing the Indianapolis 500. Now, the question becomes, if my car is going this speed and the leader is going this speed, can I catch them before the race ends? So the idea of closing the gap on a vehicle in front of you is not at all uncommon in regular everyday driving. Making up that gap is very common. It just happens all the time as you're on a highway situation where one vehicle is traveling faster or slower than another. And there's some distance between the two vehicles. That gap is very easy to overcome at highway speeds. Because at highway speeds, we're dealing with vehicles traveling between, let's say, 55 and 65 miles per hour. So if you're going, say, 6 miles per hour faster than the car in front of you, then that's a difference in speed of roughly 9 feet per second. So 9 feet per second, if you're 300 feet behind a car, 100 yards, you're going to make that distance up very quickly. So in a highway situation, closing the gap and overtaking a vehicle in front of you is not at all a difficult thing. In automobile racing, the difference in speed, though, is not 6 miles per hour. The difference in speed is much, much less, sometimes fractions of a mile per hour. And it's literally measured in sometimes hundredths or tenths of a second on a given lap. So the cars are going very, very nearly the same speed. So catching up to someone and passing them is not as easy to do as if you're driving on the highway where 6 miles per hour and you can catch someone who's a mile ahead of you in a short period of time. The difference in speed is not that great in auto racing. So what do you need to know in order to answer that question? Can you win the race? What do you need to know? We want to be thinking about those things as we go into this study, as we go into this series of lessons and videos and whatever else that will prepare you to answer that question. Can you win the race?